Hi, welcome to Practical Transformations. These are short videos to explain theories that I find useful in doing any kind of introspective work, and they are meant to be companions to worksheets that I have on my website, practicaltransformations.com. There are a number of resources there to help focus you in a way that you can easily access the subconscious material that we all need to get to in order to transform it and transform the way that you experience living your life. And one of those things that I've found invaluable in my own work with myself is mirroring, and what I call the mirror effect. In psychology and social work, it's referred to as projection, that you are projecting, or what you're perceiving in the world is actually a projection of what your inner belief system is dictating. So, for example, somebody cuts you off on the freeway, you get really angry, and what goes on in your mind from that point, oh, that person's so selfish, that person is so rude, that we have such a reaction to that is really we're experiencing our own internal dialogue reflected back to us from the outside. So if you start to use everything in your life as a mirror, that means everything you perceive is just your internal world being reflected back. And I'll explain a little bit about how that works, because the brain is the computer center that is collecting all the information that we're perceiving, and it puts together the world for you. It pulls pieces out. Everybody has different pieces that they are attracted to. So the brain puts together your world, and your mind overlays on top of that instantaneously before you even have a chance to really see that it's happening. The mind puts in its interpretation of what those circumstances are, and that is always then based on what you have existing in the mind, what beliefs that you are attached to and have investment in, that you think is true and real and important. And that's then what gets reflected back, which is why you could be in a room with 10 other people, have an event happen, and their interpretation of that event is completely different than yours. Even some of the factual things that you are so convinced happened because it happened could be perceived vastly differently than the person sitting right next to you. That's because we all have different filters and different belief systems, and it begins with how the brain is sorting all of that information, which is also different. So, because of that, we're all in our own world, and also because of that, the only thing we really ever see is ourselves reflected back to us, painted against the landscape of the shared world that we all are in together. You could say this is a little depressing, that the only thing you ever see is yourself. You could think, well, that's a little lonely. But I actually think that it's exciting, because you have everything you need at any moment to begin to look deeper within yourself and see, what is it that I really believe? What is it that I need to know and learn from any given situation? So we'll give an example. You are in a situation where you are being picked on. Somebody is calling you names and that hurts your feelings. The only reason that it bothers you is because there's something inside of you that it's connecting to, that you are resonating to that. It's not because they're saying something to you, it's because you are actually creating that situation to reflect back to you what you already believe about yourself. And so if you can use that to tell yourself the truth about what you believe, you have a chance to then take the charge off of it and do some work with it and release it, and then what you begin to project into the world starts to change, because your beliefs actually start to change as a result of witnessing it. And really all we need to do is witness it without judgment, and it begins to break up the knot of energy that gets created there. So I have a lot more information about mirroring that I'll be sharing, but that's just the basic thing, that if you can walk through every situation in every day knowing that everything is a reflection of you and that it's all you creating everything in your world, then you can approach every situation, every encounter with the love and respect that you want to give to yourself, and you can share that with others no matter what the disagreements are, because everything that you perceive is all you.